Alright, so welcome back to my channel, you guys. I want to go ahead and do a fall dewy makeup foundation routine look. That was a lot of words. Hold up. I meant to say a fall foundation routine. That is so much easier to say, but I feel like in the fall you don't need to be as matte. You can go ahead and use some dewy products and your skin will still look good towards the end of the day. And this is more for my oily skin people because we want to look dewy and glowy, but we still want to be matte and not greasy. So there's a huge difference, and I go ahead and tell you guys in this video how I got this look and how I look dewy and whatnot, but I'm still a little bit matte towards the end of the day. So if you want to go ahead and see how I got this, then go ahead and keep on watching. Alright, so for the base, I want to go ahead and have a dewy, glowy base, but because I'm oily, I want to go ahead and still have that matteness in there. Is that even a word? I don't know, but I want to be matte in my T-zone, but glowy everywhere else. So I'm going to go ahead and use my Melanie Hollywood Gleam Body Radiance in the shade, I think it's Peach Deluxe, all over my skin, and then in my T-zone, I'm using my Kin and Austin. So this will make me look glowy and dewy, but at the same time, this will keep me matte. So I just dot this all over my skin. You really don't need too much. I feel like I put a little bit more than I needed, but I put it everywhere else but my T-zone because I don't want it to be dewy in that area. All right, got some in my hair. Now I'm taking this brush right here. This is a Sonia Kashuk. I think it was their bacon brush, I'm not exactly sure, but I used to just blend it into my skin because it blends it really fast. I just love the way it looks. So I look like the Tin Man, but at the same time, y'all can just tell my skin looks glowy and healthy. So y'all know I'm here for that. Now I'm taking my Kin and Austin primer in my T-zone. And this has SPF in it, which is why I really like it because it protects your skin at the same time. So just go ahead and put that in my T-zone. Alright, so moving on to foundation. I have been loving this foundation for the past 2 weeks, and it's fall time. I can go ahead and finally wear it. And it's a Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 Perfect Foundation in the shade Chestnut. This looks so good on the skin. Like, I don't know why I ever stopped wearing it because it looks so good. Literally looks like my skin. It matches me perfectly. I don't get greasy towards the end of the day. I do get a little bit dewy, but at the same time, it's totally fine because I do go ahead and bake my face or bake my under eyes. I don't know what I'm trying to say. But all y'all, it just looks so good on my skin. So what I do is I go ahead and dot it all over, of course. And this shade is just perfect. Like, it's hard for me to find these type of colors in high end because they're either too light on my skin or too dark or too orange. But this is just spot on. So really recommend this one if you guys haven't tried it out, especially for the fall time. If you're oily, I do think in the summer it won't work as well, but in the fall time it's perfect. So I'm just using my Eco Tool sponge and I'm just pressing it into my skin, and I just love the way it blends. It kind of blurs everything on your face and just covers every single mark that I have on here because I do have some dark spots on my face, and it's very full coverage at the same time though. It doesn't feel heavy on the skin, which is why I really like this. So I'm just blending it out so far and blend. So I'm sure y'all can tell on camera this foundation does have a little bit of glow to it, but it's not too much, if you know what I mean. It just looks like your skin. It just blends really well, and the wear on this is absolutely incredible. I think I can wear this foundation for about 8 hours and it doesn't separate on my face. So I really do recommend this, and it's drugstore. Like, it's cheap, it's affordable. I don't need to say too much. I'm moving on to conceal. I'm going to go ahead and use my Cover FX ND 2 concealer. This is a Power Play concealer, and I'm sure you guys knew this was coming because I've been using it for the past few weeks, and I really do like this. The only thing I will say is it doesn't have a lot of coverage, but at the same time, you can go ahead and build it up if you do like that. Alright, so I just take this and dot it underneath the eyes first. I always start off small. I don't like to put too much product there in case I don't need that much. And also, I do want to mention this foundation concealer look really well together because for some reason the concealer does not look that good with the Estee Lauder foundation. They just don't mix that well in my opinion, but with this it just looks so beautiful on the skin. So I'm gonna add a little bit of this to my forehead, then I'll blend it out. So now I'm using my Sonia Kashuk sponge and I'm just blending it into the skin. And y'all just see how fast I blend it. I don't know what it is, but this blends really fast into the skin. So I'm just gonna blend this out, and I may need a second layer because I know how this concealer is. Doesn't have a lot of coverage, but still looks good on the skin, so I still recommend it. Now y'all can just tell with the concealer on how much better the skin looks. I think everything just works really well together. It blends well together, and it's giving you that dewy look that we're going for, but it's not doing too much at the same time. So blend this out. And then also another concealer I do want to go back to and maybe try is a NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I have been seeing that all over again, and I forgot how much I like that concealer. So I may go ahead and try that one out too. But I've noticed in the fall time, I don't really like using a lot of matte products because I want my skin to breathe and do, you know, it's thin, because in the summer I feel like we need all those matte products, but in the fall I feel like we need to go ahead and just relax a little bit with that. So that is just my opinion. Now to set the under eyes, I'm going back to my OG product, and this is the Milani Translucent Banana Powder, because every single person in my comment is like, do you still use this powder? Do you still love it? I'm like, y'all, I still love it. I was just using the Huda powder a little bit too much, but I still want to go ahead and try it out today. And I forgot how nice and yellow this powder looks. Like, it's one of the darkest yellow powders I've seen when it comes to drugstore. All right, so what I'm going to do is first blend the creases underneath the eyes, and then I'm gonna go ahead and bake on top. To be honest, y'all, I forgot how good this powder is. Like, the way it just blends into the skin, is not too heavy, it's not cakey, it's just a bomb powder. Like, I completely forgot about it. I'm so sorry. Like, I should have been using it more on my channel, but sometimes you buy something new and then forget about your old stuff, and yeah, so that's my fault. But y'all, this powder, it's bomb. Okay, so for powder, I'm using my MAC Fix Plus Studio powder. You guys know I use this all the time, but I'm almost finished, so I may go ahead and get a different powder. I'm thinking about picking up this Charlotte Tilbury powder in Dark 3. If you tried it, please let me know down below, because it looks a little bit gray online, but I've heard a lot of good things about it. But what I'm doing right now is taking a little bit of the powder onto my Wet n Wild brush, and I'm just going to press it into my skin. It does have a lot of coverage, so you don't need a lot, because I feel like it will look a little bit too cakey on the skin at that point. But once you take a little bit on the face, it makes everything look just right. And I think it has blurring properties in it, because when I put it on my face, my skin just looks so smooth and flawless. So pretty sure it has that in there. So for bronzer, I'm also going back to an OG product, and this is a CoverGirl Queen Collection bronzer in the shade Ebony Bronze. This is such an old bronzer, but I just felt like using a lot of old stuff today because I completely forgot about a lot of these stuff. But I'm taking some of this on my cheeks and on my forehead just to bring a little bit more color to my face. Alright, so time to glow. This is where the main part comes into play. And this is a Juvias Place, what is this called? Nubia Loose Highlighter. This is amazing. And also, I didn't put blush today because I want to be bronzy and whatnot. But anyways, going back to this highlighter. This is such a beautiful highlighter. Let me show y'all what it looks like. You can put some on the cap. And honestly, this is all you need. Like, you don't need a lot with this. So I take my Luxie Precision foundation brush in the number 660, and I just tap a little bit of this onto there. Now let me just show y'all how this works on the skin. All right, so tap off as much as possible. Okay, y'all ready? And I just blend it ever so slightly onto the skin. Wow, I am still shocked every single time I put this on my skin because it just looks so good. So I'm just going back for a little bit more and just tapping it into the skin. And this can be very intense if you use a lot of loose highlighter, but I just take a little bit onto the skin because I just want it to look bronzy and glowy. Y'all can see that. Oh, see, that's what I meant. I put too much, way too much. All right, let me blend that out now. And to make everything melt into my skin just a little bit more, I go ahead and spray my cheeks. That way it just blends into the skin. Alright, so this is a completed look, and it does look a little bit dramatic, but I kind of like it. So we're just gonna go ahead and go with this. But I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe on your way out. And I think that's all I have for you guys today. I'll see you in the next one.